What up, this your boy Roy Jones Jr. and you're watching Lights Out.
This is Faisal Khan for Lights Out, proudly sponsored by Spartans Law. And with me via Zoom, I'm delighted to be joined by heavyweight prospect, Ricky Gorman, brother of Nathan Gorman. Ricky, first of all, my friend, good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you, my brother. Yourself?
I'm very well, thank you for asking. Very well. How's the family? How's life treating you?
All good, listen, thank God, all well. So can't complain. Yeah, everything's good. Everything's going smooth. What more can we want? We're living and breathing, so thank God for it. We're all well.
Exactly. Being positive, that's definitely the way forward, Ricky. Ricky, let's just talk a bit about December the 9th, the prospect card that you'll be featuring under at the Liverpool Olympia. First of all, how's training camp preparation and how excited are you with the chance of going 2-0 in a few weeks?
Oh, listen, absolutely brilliant. You know what I mean? I'm waited such a long time for my debut, got it. Now fighting again in December. So, going to be 2-0 before the new year. So really happy, you know what I mean? Really happy, staying busy, and that's all you can want. You know what I mean? Activeness is key, especially with big heavyweights. You know what I mean? You can't afford for them to let them get stale. They've got to be busy all the time. So yeah, good.
I mean, keeping busy, being trained by Paul Smith Jr. and featuring on a good prospect card up in Liverpool, where obviously, as we all know, they're a huge fan of their boxing down in Liverpool. You must be happy with the way things are progressing towards the end of the year, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, everything's going to plan. Everything's going well, so I can't complain. Things are going just the way I wanted it to be going. So yeah, thank God for that. Everything's running smoothly. So there's nothing really I can say. So other than to fight, I just want to fight and keep busy all the time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, every time I speak to an up and coming prospect, one of the questions I always like to them is how fast they want to be moved. Now, of course, 2023 is going to be a big year for you. Is 2023 all about carry on learning, carry on gaining experience, carry on getting as many rounds as possible, or are you the type of fighter that wants to be thrown into the deep end straight away?
Well, I showed what kind of man I am on my debut. Let's be fair. I fought a man with 5 wins and 4 knockouts on my debut. I fought a man who was higher ranked than what Johnny Fisher's just fought on his 7th professional fight. So it speaks volumes about myself. That man who I just shared the ring with just fought a 2-time Commonwealth title challenger, Dave Allen. And then before that, when I fought the German champion. So it speaks volumes about myself. Like I'm a fighting man. I come from a fighting family. I'm not afraid of putting on my gloves and having a go with anybody. But what it comes in, what you've got to learn for anybody in the game. You see, I haven't boxed in 7 years. You've got to get the ring rust off. And that was the thing with me. I had to get the ring rust out, which I now have. You know what I mean? My ring rust has been shaken off. I'm fighting Phil Williams on December 9th. And then, after that, next year I want to be pushing, for the Central Area title, and then whatever else comes. I'm not going to here to say, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You've got to walk before you can run. Get that right. And I'm a baby in the heavyweight game. Do you know what I mean? I'm only a young man considered to most heavyweights, so I'm taking me time. I'm not rushing anything. But at the same time, if the opportunity arises and something comes my way, I'm here to fight.
I mean, when we look at this heavyweight division, we've got an exciting crop of fighters coming through, as you just mentioned. Johnny Fisher. You've got David Adelaide. What's your thoughts on the sort of next generation of the heavyweights that are coming through, the British heavyweights?
It's good, it's exciting. At the end of the day, we've got the main heavyweights in this country now, haven't we? Let's be fair. Joe Joyce, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua. We're leading the pack, really, in the regards to heavyweight royalty at the minute, which is good. You know what I mean? America had their turn for a while. Ukraine had their turn for a while with the Klitschko brothers, and now it's England's turn to have a turn again of it. It takes its toll. But yeah, we've got some very good young men coming through, learning the trade, learning the craft. At the end of the day, you can only start speaking about certain young men, when they've established themselves as good seasoned professionals, which none of us has done yet. We're all in the same boat, and we've all just got to keep going and find out where we are. You've got to keep level-headed in this game and keep learning and keep progressing, because at the end of the day, I could sit here to explaining to you, oh, I'm going to do this, oh, I'm going to do that, I'm going to be this champion, that champion, I'm going to beat this man, I'm going to beat that man. It's all immaterial until it gets done.
Well, speaking of the heavyweight division, your brother's involved in a huge fight on November 26th on the Dillian White Jermaine Franklin card, where he has another crack at the British title against Fabio Wardley, which means he's got over to a matchroom show and be the away fighter. I'm sure stuff like that doesn't phase him, especially being part of the family that he's from. Your thoughts on that fight, and how confident are you that Nathan becomes the British champion come November 26th, Ricky?
Listen, I'll tell you something. I'll break that fight down to you as quick as this. And being very, very, very honest. At the end of the day, look, one man's my brother. I'll ride and fight with him to the day he dies. But you've got to be very honest in this boxing game, and you've got to give everyone a fair crack of the whip. At the end of the day, I can speak and say what I want, but when that bell goes, every man's for himself. You know what I mean? It's that man and the referee in the ring. Fabio Wardley is an elusive, dangerous puncher. And he's got good hand speed. And he carries a lot of power. Nathan Gorman carries a good boxing IQ. He's got a good jab. He's got fast hands, and he hits very hard. He's a big man. From round one to 6, it's going to be a very intriguing fight. That's going to be proper backwards and forwards. It's going to be very intriguing. You're going to be on the end of your seat, literally, because it's going to be the styles that they've got is going to clash beautifully together, and it's going to make for an entertaining fight. From round 9 to 11, Nathan Gorman gets him out of there. He'll stop Fabio Wardley later on. From round 9 to 11, the fight will be stopped. Mainly because Nathan's got a very, very good tank for such a big man. He's got a very good stamina for such a big person. He can do 12 rounds and not really much of a bother to him. He can walk in the gym at 23, 24 stone and smash out 8 threes. So, we've seen in some of his fights where he's been completely out of shape and he's done 10 rounds. You know what I mean? 8 rounds. You think, man looks terrible, but he can do it. You know what I mean? It's just something what's bred in him. He can do his job, but it's a good fight. Listen, I'm confident that my brother's going to be British heavyweight champion, without a shadow of a doubt in my mind.
I mean, the British title is a title that's gone through the family. I know Tyson's held it, Huey's held it, and Tyson's obviously got a big fight come December the 3rd against Derek Chisora. A lot of people aren't really too happy with that fight, given the fact that Tyson's already beaten Derek twice in the past. Why is that an exciting fight in your eyes, Ricky?
Listen, I'll tell you something about old Derek Chisora, yeah? He brings the heat. He give Alexander Usyk a good fight. He give Dillian White a good fight. He give Joseph Parker a good fight. Whoever Derek Chisora fights, he gives a good fight to, and you've got to put respect on his name. He comes up there and he turns up to fight. We seen that day in that press conference. Tyson was holding quite a bundle of money, wasn't he? You know what I mean? He was showing £10,000 off in the place. Why was he showing off that £10,000? Because in a certain other heavyweight wouldn't fight. So you've got to look at Brown and point fingers at who you can fight. He's already beat Dillian White. Do you know what I mean? He's already beat him. He's already beat Deontay Wilder, which fair play to Wilder on his comeback fight, getting that good knockout win. Fantastic. But unfortunately, you can only fight who's willing to fight. I mean, I personally would have liked to have watched Tyson Fury versus Joe the Juggernaut Joyce. But listen, it is what it is. We're in for a good contest at the end of the day. I think Derek Chisora knows it's his last shout of glory, and he's coming up there and he'll be coming in to win. Listen, let's see what happens. You'll be in for an interesting fight. You look at Derek Chisora, Tyson Fury 1. It was a good fight, wasn't it?
Well, when you mentioned that, yeah, it was a good fight. I definitely agree with you. And Chisora's always in an entertaining fights, and hopefully this third fight with Tyson will be the best of the 3. But when you mentioned an uncertain heavyweight, you're referring to Anthony Joshua. Everybody's obviously got their own thoughts and opinions as to why that fight never happened. You've been boxing your whole life. Do you honestly believe that Anthony Joshua never wanted to fight with Tyson Fury, or do you think it was just down to promoters and down to politics in boxing why that fight never happened?
Listen, mate, I don't know enough about the politics side of it. I don't know. All I know is if you're a fighting man, you get offered a fight, you take a fight. Listen, win, lose, or draw, there's no shame in it at the end of the day. You're in here. It's only a sport at the end of the day. If a man's asked you to fight, gladly oblige him, regarding that you're not injured or you're not, you're not broke up or anything like that. If you're fit and able and willing to go, get it done. What harm is it at the end of the day? You're ready to do your job. Do you know what I mean? I mean, look at these old school fighters, man. You got to go look back at the history when these old boys was fighting week in, week out. Call me old-fashioned, call me what you want. I don't really care, but you got to look at the old school lads like Jersey Joe Wilcott, Joe Lewis. You know what I mean? Let's go back into the history of boxing when them men was doing 20 rounds. You know what I mean? And fighting every month and fighting the hardest of competitors they could possibly find. So I don't understand what it's come to. I believe in the near future, promoters should get together, everyone, and make a boxing tournament where the best has to fight the best.
And that would be something, that perhaps the best 8 heavyweights in the world fighting each other to really find out who is the number 1 heavyweight. We can only live in hope, Ricky. Ricky, before Sorry, Ricky, you was going to say something.
Norton, Ali, Frazier, Foreman done it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get it done. Let's Ernie Shavers. Let's get it happening now. Let's get it happening again. It's good. It's exciting. I like to watch it. But unfortunately, you see, you can't make things happen when people don't want them to happen. So it's a bit like flogging a dead horse. You know what I mean? It's just not moving.
That's a good point there. Ricky, before I let you go, I just want to get your thoughts on Jake victory last night against Anderson Silva. Now, I know you're related to Tommy Fury as well. What was your thoughts on Jake's win over Anderson Silva? And given by what you've seen of Jake, how do you think he gets on against Tommy? Because everybody is now calling for him to fight an actual boxer. And, some fans, especially reading Twitter last night, saying they're getting fed up of him seeing fight old MMA fighters. And that's no disrespect to Anderson Silva, an amazing fighter in the MMA world. And it's a no shame in him getting in the ring as well and trying out boxing. But yeah, just get your thoughts on Jake Paul, please, Ricky.
Listen, he's improving. You can see that in his outings. He's improving. You got to be realistic with the man, but the man's no boxer at the end of the day. He ain't a boxer. He ain't from this. He ain't from this world. Anderson Silva isn't a boxer. He's not from this world, like you just said. He says he's from an MMA background and an old person. Really shouldn't be doing that. He should be sitting on a beach in Barbados somewhere. But let's be honest, money talks all languages. So there you go. He's gone in there for a few quid. He's fought him with a blonde head, and for a few shillings. He's thought himself, right, can I have a load of money for having a fight with you? Why not? You'll just sort my pension out beautifully. So he's had a go. In regards to when he gets in there with Tommy Fury, I think Tommy will bust himself personally. He ain't fighting an old man. He ain't fighting someone who's come in there to survive or just get a few quid. He's up there up against a young, fit young man like himself who does nothing but boxing. Tommy's improving all the time in the gym himself. His head's on it. He'll beat that man, not a shadow of a doubt.
Well, that's a fight everybody wants to see. Everybody's itching to see the fight between Jake and Tommy. Obviously there's a lot of needle there. There's quite a bit of, a bit of beef there between them two. That fight's been postponed twice due to different reasons. But hopefully that's a fight we can see at some point during next year. Ricky, before I let you go, what can we expect to see from you on Fight Night, December the 9th at the Olympia in Liverpool?
Listen, what you'll see from Ricky Gorman is what I always expect. Is what everyone else expects. I'm a showman. You'll have a good night of boxing. You'll have someone coming in there. There's definitely fireworks with me. I don't really fight like heavyweight. I fight like a welterweight. You're definitely going to see lots of punches.
Top man. Well, listen, Ricky, I can definitely tell you're related to Tyson. You've got, you're an interesting character. It's been really good speaking to you. And hopefully one day we'll be up around your neck of the woods and we can get a face-to-face interview, Ricky.
Definitely, my brother. Listen, that'd be nice. 100%. That'd be very nice. Listen. God bless you. I wish you nothing but the best. And take care of yourself. And hopefully, when we come face to face with one another, we'll have a chat.
Thank you very much. Ricky Gorman, pleasure. Thank you for talking to Lights Out.
God bless you, my brother. Take care.